Welcome to our channel Learning Math. In this video, we're going to learn about the statistical indicators, the increasing and decreasing cumulative frequencies, the range, mode, median, in addition to the variance and the standard deviation with an extra exercise on all of them. Now let's start together. How to write the increasing cumulative frequency? We start by the first frequency, which is here 7. Now we just add each one to the next frequency. So here 7 plus 9, it gives us 16 plus 4. It gives us 20, 20 plus 14, it gives us 34, plus 1 is 35, now 35 plus 5, it gives us 40. Note that the last number obtained in the increasing cumulative frequencies is exactly equal to the total of frequencies. Now what about the decreasing cumulative frequencies? As you see, we have learned in the previous video how to write the values from the least to the highest ones, how to arrange the frequencies, relative frequencies and relative frequencies in percent. Now we have used this distribution table in order to learn how to find the decreasing cumulative frequency in addition to the decreasing cumulative frequencies in percent. Now let's start by the decreasing cumulative frequency. Here sure we should deal with the frequencies. Well, decreasing, then we should start by the total of frequencies, which is here 20. Well, since we have a decreasing, we should subtract and not add here. So 20 minus 4, it gives us 16. Minus 3, it gives us 13. Minus 3, we subtract the frequencies. So 13 minus 3, it gives us 10. Now 10 minus 5, it gives us 5. 5 minus 4, it gives us 1. Note something, the last number obtained in the decreasing cumulative frequencies is exactly equal to the last frequency, which is here 1. Now what about the decreasing cumulative relative frequency in percent? Here we should deal with the percentages. That's why we have started by the total of percentages, which is 100%. Now we start subtracting, but sure we deal with the percentages. So it's 100 minus 20, it gives us 80. Minus 15, it's 65. Minus 15, it gives us 50. Now 50 minus 25, it's 25. Minus 20, it gives us 5. Note that also the last number obtained is equal to the last percentage, which is 5. Now what about the mode and range? Actually, the mode is the number, is the value that has the highest frequency. Well, if you know the frequencies, what frequencies are we having here? 4, 1, 8, 10 and 3. Now what's the highest frequency? Isn't it 10? What's the value having this frequency? It's 42. So we say that the mode here is 42. Now what about the range? Actually the range is the difference between the highest and the lowest value. So it's 60 minus 18, it gives us 42. Here it's completely by chance to have the range 42 and the mode 42. They are not necessarily the same. Well, what about the median? In order to know the median, we should first have solved the increasing cumulative frequencies. We copy the first one the same, 4. Now plus 3, it's 7, plus 3, 10, plus 5, 15, plus 4, 19, plus 1, it's 20. Then we should note that the total 20 is even. Sorry, here the total 20 is even. Then we can say that when the total is even, the median is exactly equal to xn over 2 plus xn over 2 plus 1, all divided by 2. Well, n is 20, n over 2 is 10, then n over 2 plus 1 is 11. In this case, we can say that the median is x10 plus x11, all divided by 2. Well, what does it mean x10 plus x11? The numbers 10 and 11, we should search for them in the increasing cumulative frequencies, and then we should search for their values here in xi's. Well, 10, as you see, we have it here. The value having 10 is 28, so x10 is 28. Plus x11. We don't have 11 in the increasing cumulative frequencies. Then we search for the number that is directly greater than 11, which is here 15. Well, then we can say that x11 is 30. So x10 plus x11 is 28 plus 30, all divided by 2. It gives us 58 divided by 2 equals 29. So the median of this distribution is 29. Another special case, also here the total is even. Well, we start by the increasing cumulative frequencies. Now 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 8, 17 plus 10, 27 plus 3, 30. Now the total is even, so the median is xn over 2 plus xn over 2 plus 1 all divided by 2. 1. N over 2 is 15, then xn over 2 is 15 and n over 2 plus 1 is 16, so it's x15 plus x16 all divided by 2. If we search in the increasing cumulative frequencies, we don't have 15. We search for the number directly greater than 15, which is here 17. So x15 is 30. Well, what about x16? Also, we don't have 16. The number directly greater than 16 is the same here, 17, and its value is 30. So we say that this median is 30 plus 30, x15 and x16 are both 30, all divided by 2, so 60 divided by 2 gives us 30. What about if we are having the total is odd, not even? Sure, we solve by the same method, the increasing cumulative frequencies. 4 plus 5, 9 plus 1, 10 plus 8, 18 plus 10, 28 plus 3, 31. Now here we have the total is odd, then we can say that the median is x n plus 1 over 2. N plus 1 over 2 is 32 over 2 equals 16. Its value here is 30. We don't have 16 in the increasing cumulative frequencies. We search for the number directly greater than 16, which is here 18. Its value is 30, so we can say that x16 equals 30 and the median here is 30. Now what about if we are having discrete values, how to calculate the mean or average? Also in this case, we will learn how to find the range, the mode and the median. Actually, the mean or average x bar is here summation of the values all divided by their number. So 20 plus 24 plus 24 plus 26 plus 28 plus 30 all divided by how many values are we having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it gives us 152 divided by 6 is 25.3 bar. Now how to find the mode? Actually, if we arrange them, the given values in a distribution table, we get the frequency of 10 is 1, if 20, is 1. We have only one value of 20, while for 24 it's 2, and for the other values is 1 for each of them. The mode is the number that should have the highest frequency, and here it's repeated more than the others, so it's 24. We can say in this case that 24 is the mode. Now what about the median? Actually here we have 6 values. In the middle we have 2 values, values other from the left and 2 from the right. 24 and 26 are in the middle, but the most important thing is that we should have arranged the discrete values from the least to the highest one. So 20, 24, then 26, then 28 and 30. They should be arranged from the least to the highest ones. Well, in the middle we have the values 24 and 26. Here we can say that the median is 24 plus 26 all divided by 2. So it's 50 over 2 equals 25. Here is we have 2 values in the middle. Since we have even number of values, they are 6 values. While if they are odd, just the value in the middle, when we arrange them in an increasing order, the value which should be in the middle will be exactly the median. Now let's learn how to find the mean or average if we have a distribution table, especially for quantitative distribution. Well, we can say here that the mean or average x bar is summation ni xi all over the total. Ni's are the frequencies from n1 here to n6, and xi's are the values from x1, x2 till x6. Well, it's the summation of their product, so we can say that it's 4 times 18 plus 3 times 25 plus 3 times 28 plus 5 times 30 plus 4 times 42 plus 1 times 60 all divided by the total, which is here 20. So we can say that the mean or average is 609 divided by 20. It gives us 30.45. Now what about the variance? Actually, we can calculate the variance using 2 methods. We define the variance by V equal 1 over n summation ni into xi minus x bar all squared. 1 over n is 1 over the total. We have xi minus x bar all square should be multiplied by ni. So we can say, for example, it's n1 times x1 minus x bar all squared plus n2 times xi minus x bar all squared, etc. Till here we have n6 times x6 minus x bar all squared. But we can solve it using another method. Here we can write it, it's easier, x squared bar minus x bar all squared. Well, x squared bar is the mean or average for x squares. We can write it as 1 over n summation ni times xi squared. We have the values xi, we can just find xi squared and then multiply them by the frequencies ni. So here 18 squared times 4 plus 25 squared times 3 plus 28 squared times 3 plus 30 squared times 5 plus 42 squared times 4 plus 60 squared times 1. So all sure over the total, which is here 20. So we write x squared bar is summation ni xi squared over the total is 4 times 18 squared, plus 3 times 25 squared plus 3 times 28 squared, etc. all divided by the total. It gives us 1033.95. Well, we didn't find the variance here. We have just found x squared bar. Here we can find the variance. When we have just calculated x bar, then x bar squared should be 30.45 raised square, so it gives us 927.2025. Now we just have to subtract that. So the variance V is x squared bar minus x bar squared. Then it's 1033.95 minus 927.2025. It gives us 106.7475. Now what about the standard deviation sigma? Actually, the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So we can say that sigma is equal to radical V. It's equal here to radical 106.7475. So it's 10.33. Now let's have an extra exercise together. As you see in the following diagram, we have a polygon showing the increasing cumulative frequencies for the grades of 8 students from 4 sections in math test. The 4 sections of grade 10. Draw the table of frequencies of this statistical distribution. Let's start by it. If you know something, here the increasing cumulative frequencies for 15 is 12. Sure, when we draw the table, we need to show the frequencies. First of all, we write the values or the grades. The horizontal axis should be the first row in the table. The second one should be for the frequencies, and here we put the third one for the increasing cumulative frequencies. Well, the ICF for 15 is 12. The ICF for 20 is 28. The ICF for 30 is 46. The ICF for 40 is here 60. The increasing cumulative frequency for 45, as you see here, it's 73, and that for 50 is here 80. Now we just fill them in the increasing cumulative frequencies in the table, and we just need to calculate the frequencies. Before finding the frequency, note that we have the number of items in the population is 80, since 80 students. Also is equal to the last number obtained in the increasing cumulative frequency. So here the total is 80. Now let's start by the frequencies. When we saw the increasing cumulative frequencies, we should have copied the first one the same. So here it's also 12. The frequency of 15 should be 12. Well, what number should be added to 12 to give us the increasing cumulative frequency here 28? Isn't it 16? Now what should we add to 28 to give us 46? Isn't it here 18? Well, what number also should be added to 46 to give us 60 is 14. What should we add to 60 to give us 73 is also here 13. And what number should we add to 73 to give us 80 is here 7. If we want to check up our answers, we can just add them. We will get their sum should be equal to the total, which is 80. Now find the mode, range, and the median of this distribution. Let's start by that. The mode should be the value having the highest frequency. Let's see the frequencies: 12, 16, 18, 14, 13, and 7. What's the highest frequency here? Isn't it 18? The value having this frequency is 30. So the mode of this distribution is 30. Now what about the range? The range is the difference between the highest and the lowest value. So it's 50 minus 15, it gives us 35. Now what about the median? Note that the total is 80, which is even. In this case, we have the rule for the median. It's equal to x n over 2 plus x n over 2 plus 1 all divided by 2. 1. N is 80, then n over 2 is 40. And n over 2 plus 1 is 40 plus 1 is 41. So we can say that the median is x40 plus x41 all divided by 2. Note that we don't have 40 in the increasing cumulative frequencies. We search for the number directly greater than 40, which is here 46, and its value is 30. Also, we don't have 41. We search for the number directly greater than 41 in the increasing cumulative frequencies, which is here 46. Its value is 30. So x40 and x41 are both 30. We can say that the median is then 30 plus 30 all divided by 2. So 60 over 2 equal 30. Now calculate the mean and the standard deviation of this distribution. Sure, we can say that the median is x bar equals summation ni xi over the total ni xi, so it's here 12 times 15. We have the summation of the product for ni and xi divided by the total, so it's 12 times 15 plus 16 times 20 plus 18 times 30 plus 14 times 40 plus 13 times 45 plus 7 times 50 all divided by the total, which is 80. So here we get x bar is 31.6875. Now what about the standard deviation? Actually, standard deviation is sigma equal radical v, where v is the variance. So to find the standard deviation, we should first find the variance. The variance is x squared bar minus x bar squared. X squared bar, it means summation ni xi squared all over the total n. Well, so we can say that it's 12 times 15 squared ni xi squared. Then it's 12 times 15 squared plus 16 times 20 squared, as you see here, plus 18 times 30 squared plus 14 times 40 squared plus 13 times 45 squared plus 7 times 50 squared. All should be divided by the total, which is here 80. Then we get x squared bar is equal to 1144.0625. Well, we have found x squared bar. What about x bar squared? We have just calculated x bar, which is 31.6875. When we raise it squared, we get x bar squared, which is 1004.097656. Well, how to calculate then the variance? We just subtract them. So the variance is x squared bar minus x bar squared. Then it's 1144.0625 minus 1004.09765. Well, here we have found the variance, which is approximately 139.965. Now what about the standard deviation? Isn't it radical variance? So we say that sigma is equal to radical v, then it's radical 139.965 is approximately 11.83. Now let's start by the last one here. What is the percentage of students whose grades belong to the interval x bar minus sigma, x bar plus sigma? To know it, first we should know the boundaries of this interval, which are x bar minus sigma and x bar plus sigma. We have just calculated x bar and sigma. Now the interval x bar minus sigma, x bar plus sigma is 19.8575, 43.51. Well, if we refer to the table, what are the grades that are directly included in this interval? Aren't they 20, 30, and 40? The other grades are either less than 19.8575, so they are not considered, or greater than 43.51, so they are also not considered. We just write the grades that are listed in this interval, which are 20, 30, and 40. We pick them up from the table. Now, what are their frequencies? To know the percentage, we should first add their frequencies, which are 16, 18, and 14. Then in this case, we can say that the percentage of students having their grades in this interval is 16 plus 18 plus 14, we add the frequencies, all divided by the total, which is 80, and all multiplied by 100%. As we have learned in the previous video, to transform into a percentage, we multiply by 100%. Then it's 48 over 80 times 100%, it gives us 60%. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe for the continuity of our channel to support you by more and more information, with a great appreciation for your support. Thank you all.